There's a version of you that has been about to start for several years now. Very motivated, very clear on the vision, has mentally started it at least 12 times, has explained it to people at parties, has a playlist for it. At this point, that version of you is basically a personality, terrible at the part that comes after the playlist. That version of you is not lazy. They are doing something much safer than lazy. It usually starts like this. It's a Sunday. You've decided this is the week. This is the week it actually starts. This time feels different. It always does. So, you open a new tab, like a person about to change their life. You look up the best way to start, as if starting badly is illegal. You find someone who did it, which is almost as satisfying as doing it yourself. You watch their video, for research. You watch 3 more of their videos. At some point, you are no longer starting. You are studying people who started. Then you find a better method. So now, naturally, you have to begin again. 2 hours later, you have 14 tabs open and you now understand in ridiculous detail how other people have done the thing you have not done. Very productive. In a way that doesn't threaten you at all. Or you open Notion. You make a new page because this deserves a system. You pick a font. You make headers. Serious ones. You color code the headers. You are building the system that will finally fix everything. You spend 40 minutes building the system that will hold the work you still have not started. It looks incredible, clean, serious, life-changing. It has never been touched. It doesn't need to be. It already did its job. Or maybe the clearest version of this. You record a voice memo to explain the whole thing to yourself, out loud, with energy. You sound convinced. More convinced than you ever are while actually doing it. You sound like someone who is definitely going to do this. And for a moment, that feels like progress. You have 47 of those memos. They are all from 2022. You were never going to listen to them. You just like knowing they exist. So, here's the thing. Your brain cannot cleanly separate planning to do something from actually doing it. Or more accurately, it doesn't really care. When you imagine starting the thing, really imagine it with detail, the brain runs a simulation, and the simulation feels like progress, because to the brain, in a meaningful way, it is. Dopamine doesn't wait for results. Dopamine fires in anticipation. It rewards movement toward a goal, or what feels like movement. And your brain cannot always tell whether moving toward a goal means building the Notion page or actually filling the Notion page. So it pays you early. You get the feeling of progress without the exposure of actual progress. The first thing this costs is time, which is obvious, and also the least interesting part. The more interesting cost is identity, because here's what happens over years of this. You stop being a person who is about to start something, and you become a person who has a lot of ideas. Which sounds almost the same. It is not. Person about to start implies motion. Person with ideas is a stable state. It has no built-in deadline, no implied failure condition. It just is. And people can feel that shift. They stop asking how it's going because they already know. Here's what's actually happening. The life you keep planning to start is already providing something. It provides comfort. It provides the feeling of being a person with potential, a person who hasn't failed yet, a person whose story still might go the way they imagine. And that feeling is not nothing. That feeling is actually quite good. A little too good. The problem is that it's a preview. And your brain, given the option between the preview and the actual film, with all the uncertainty of the actual film, is extremely comfortable staying in the lobby. The life you want to be living is already keeping you company, just in a form you can't show anyone. And every time you open a new doc or record a new voice memo or explain the idea one more time, you're not moving toward the thing. You're feeding the ghost of it. And the ghost is getting full, which makes the real thing feel less urgent. It's not hard to understand how this starts. You try something, it doesn't go well. Or you imagine trying it, and the imagining goes badly enough that you don't try. And your brain makes a note. Starting is the part that hurts. Planning feels better. Let's do more of that. So you do, and it works. You feel motivated, capable, organized. You feel like someone who is getting their life together. The fact that nothing has actually been made is a detail the feeling doesn't include. At some point, the plans start to outnumber the products by a lot. And you're left with this, a very detailed, very well-organized picture of a life you are incredibly well prepared to never start living. And the worst part? It still feels like you're trying. Subscribe, or save this video to watch later. We both know how that goes.